Hello everyone and welcome to my first full Fallout 76 character build. The formatting is going to be a little bit different from my Fallout 4 builds, so let me know in the comments what you end up liking, what you don't, and what changes could improve things. To get started, let's talk about special stats. The minimum special for this build is Strength 3, Perception 3, Endurance 1, Charisma 6, Intelligence 5, Agility 2, and Luck 2. And yes, I did say minimum. With the way Fallout 76 works, you'll keep raising your special stats for quite some time, so I'm currently working on builds with minimum special stats, which should help you all make these builds and use them without having to worry too much if you have already put points into other special stats. With this build, strength is here purely to help with carry weight. Carry capacity is fairly low in 76, so every bit of help you can get with this is a real benefit. Perception has been raised almost entirely for perks. The extra accuracy in VATS is a nice bonus, but not critical for this build. Endurance is bottomed out at 1. Ideally, you won't be the one getting hit when playing this build, which makes this the dump stat of the character. That being said, raising it as a safety net isn't a terrible idea. Charisma is the main special for this build. With every 3 points you have in Charisma, you can share a single points value perk card. At 6 Charisma, you can share a 2-point perk card with your team. Sharing perk cards is a key element for this build, so you want to have some options with which cards you can share. Intelligence is the second highest stat. We're a partial crafting build, and this is what intelligence revolves around. 5 intelligence is going to let us either have multiple cards equipped, or the most powerful version of any card equipped. Finally, agility and luck are both at 2. Both of these are just done for perks. Speaking of perks, I've split this part up into 2 different categories. Essential perks, which you must take, and recommended perks, which help out the build, but you can live without. We don't have any essential perks in strength, so let's jump straight to perception, where we have the rifleman perks. The first rank of any rifleman perk will give you plus 10% non-automatic rifle damage, and the following 2 ranks will add an additional 5%. For this reason, I would suggest focusing first on getting a single card of Rifleman and a single card of Expert Rifleman. This will give you plus 20% non-automatic rifle damage for 2 points, instead of a rank 2 Rifleman card costing the same, but only giving plus 15% damage. We also don't have essential perks in Endurance, so it's on to Charisma. Here I have 2 essential perks, Bodyguards and Inspirational. Bodyguards will provide you with a bonus damage and energy resistance for each person in your team. The more people you're playing with, the tougher you are. Inspirational provides an XP boost of plus 5% per rank for whenever you're in a team. This is a great perk for early team play as it will help you get through the early levels nice and fast. For Intelligence, the essential perk is Gunsmith. This will both unlock extra craftable gun mods and reduce how quickly your guns break. In Agility and in Luck, we don't have any essential perks, so let's go over to the recommended ones. In Strength, you'll want to go for any perks that help with carry weight. I ended up getting Bandolier, Pack Rat, and Travelling Pharmacy, which help with ammo, junk, and chems weight respectively. In Perception, the only recommended perk I have is Tank Killer. This makes your rifles ignore 12% of armour and have a 3% chance to stagger per rank. This is a really cool perk, but you won't unlock it until level 30, so it's not something to worry about for a while. For Endurance, I have 2 specific recommended perks, Good Doggy and Cola Nut. Good Doggy makes dog food 3 times as beneficial. This makes it great for restoring both hunger and health. Likewise, Cola Nut doubles the effect of Nuka-Cola products, helping with thirst, health, and AP. Endurance has a lot of perks that help you with the survival mechanics of the game, but these have been my favourites so far. For Charisma, there's a fair few perks I could recommend, but there's 2 I'll focus on, EMT and Lone Wanderer. EMT provides health regen to any players who you revive. This is a really nice perk for allowing you to pick up players with less of a risk of them instantly going back down. You're not really a medic, but you still should revive your team if you can. Lone Wanderer is the perk for if you end up playing solo at any point. This is a team focused build, but I've also spent a lot of time playing it solo and it works out alright. With Lone Wanderer, you'll get 10% extra AP regen and take 10% less damage, which are great benefits to have. For Intelligence, there's a bunch of perks you might want to go for. Personally, I'd recommend Scrapper to get more materials from scrap weapons and armour, Hacker to hack into terminals, and Armourer so that you can improve what you're wearing. With Agility, I'm going to recommend the Through Hiker perk. This reduces food and drink weight by 30% per rank. You will likely carry around a lot of food and drink with you, so this perk will quickly pay for itself. Finally, we have Luck with Scrounger and Starched Jeans. Scrounger will give you a chance to get more ammo out of any ammo-based containers, a very useful perk for a gun-based build. Starched Jeans can help you keep hold of your mutations. Mutations are gained by becoming irradiated and lost by using Radaway. With the Starched Jeans perk at rank 2, you will never gain more mutations or lose any mutations you have. This is going to be a great perk for literally any build, as it helps you control what mutation you keep and what you don't want to get. You won't be able to get the perk until level 30 though, so it could be a while if you've just started playing. The weapons for this build are a combat rifle and a sniper rifle. You'll want to mod out both of these weapons to be as powerful but as versatile as possible. I'd recommend the hardened receiver and perforating magazine for both. Hardened receivers will give you the most base damage, whilst perforating magazines provide some armour penetration. I also added silencers to my weapons so I could be a bit stealthy, but this isn't a requirement. For armour, you're really just going to be using the best of what you can find. I tend to stick mostly with metal and leather, but really I was just going for whatever pieces gave me the best bonuses. I would recommend modding out as much of your armour as you can with pocketed, so as to further increase your carry weight. For aesthetics, you'll want to wear military fatigues and some form of military headwear, ideally a combat armour helmet. As some additional pieces, you could also get some patrolman sunglasses and a bandana to look a bit more roguish, but this really isn't necessary. Now for a brand new section, Mutations. The mutations in Fallout 76 are one of the coolest new elements added, so here I'm going to talk about some mutations that could work well with this build. First is Marsupial, the mutation I have for most of the footage you've been seeing in the video. This reduces intelligence by 4, but gives an extra 20 carry weight and raises your jump height significantly. This added jump height helps you to get to hard to reach places and ideal vantage points. You're a long range rifleman, so getting on top of roofs and avoiding having enemies get up in your face can prove invaluable. There's also a couple of team based mutations, these being Empath and Herd Mentality. Empath makes you take an additional 33% damage, but reduces damage your teammates take by 25%. This makes you significantly weaker, but allows your team to take damage for you. If you cover them at range, the negative effects are mitigated, and can make the team overall a lot more effective. An extra 33% damage taken is no small amount though, so take this mutation with caution. Herd Mentality gives +2 to all special stats whilst in a group, but -2 whilst solo. The bonus this provides whilst in a team is insane, but the downside if you end up solo is pretty damaging. If you only play in a team, then this is a must-have. If you mix up between solo and team play, then you might want to get rid of this one. This build plays as a mix of a sniper and a team leader. The character is suited to playing in a group more than anything else. It is viable to use in solo play, but in a team is where it really shines. The sniper element is going to be the most straightforward. Keep your enemies at a distance and kill them in a range where they can't hurt you. Try to get yourself a good vantage point before you start shooting, and let your teammates draw aggro from the enemies whilst you cover them. This character works well teamed up with a melee or other close quarters build. They will draw all the enemies to their location, and then you can just pile bullets into the fight. The team leader element of this build comes about from the high charisma. This is going to increase rewards from group missions, but, more importantly, allow you to share perk cards with your team. I'd recommend sharing Inspirational as a default choice. This will help your whole team to level faster, a bonus that anyone can appreciate. If the fight starts getting tough, then you may instead want to switch to sharing the Bodyguards card so that everyone gains a damage and energy resistance buff, to make them all able to tank more damage. Be prepared to swap which perk you're sharing on the fly, in order to maximise the effectiveness of your team. The Squad Sergeant earned his place in Vault 76 for exemplary military service. He had joined the army at the age of 18 and served for 2 years before taking a bullet to the knee and being honourably discharged. After being sent home to West Virginia, he began to receive full treatment for his injury. He was lucky in that the bullet hadn't rendered him wheelchair bound, but he was still heavily limited in his mobility. Having to leave the army seemed like a curse, but when the bombs started falling, he realised it was a blessing in disguise. He was rushed to Vault 76 and managed to survive the apocalypse taking place on the service. During his 25 years underground, he had plenty of time to recover from his battlefield wound. It remained to give him some mild pain at times, but nothing too impairing. Unfortunately, all the time spent living in the vault leads to him forgetting a large amount of his military training. When he leaves the vault as a middle-aged man, he'll need to remember all of what he was taught in his younger years if he wants to survive in the new world. Thank you all for watching this build. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, and share this video to anyone looking to play a sniper or team build in 76. Let me know in the comments below what you liked about the format of the video, and what you think could be changed. Finally, make sure you're subscribed and have clicked the notification bell, so that you never miss an upload. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.